All right. Yo, yo, yo. What is good? It is your man, Mike O from Let's Talk About It. Hit that subscribe button. I am here with my man, Marcus. We're going to talk a minute
That's right,
about this
Marcus.
this Munguia Alvarez fight. Now, I think we both kind of were in agreement that this is Canelo's fight to win. You know,
Right.
I don't think that Jaime possessed the ring experience. I don't think his resume of fighters were that up to par to where he would have even had the skill to even make this a competitive fight for Canelo. And that's just my
Wait,
opinion.
wait, wait, wait. Pause. 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 I would say that Hyman Munguia gave Canelo a run for his money. I mean, the right punches, the body punches, the overhand, it was a surprise to Canelo. The reason why Canelo wouldn't sit down when he went to the ring, because Hyman was working him. And he didn't want to get tired because he knew that at his age, if he would have sat down and got tired, that would work in the favor of Hyman, because Hyman was not just hitting him with just headshots. He was hitting with reasonable doubt body shots. He was hitting with great body shots, and his connections with his jabs was always he always had power with his jab. Now he didn't possess the power to actually drop him, and
Oh, you froze up. But I will say that I don't know what happened to this man, but I will. You froze
okay,
up. We didn't catch what you
all right,
just
all right,
said.
okay. Hyman had a great defense. I was watching his defense while he was punching. I
Jaime
mean,
had
while he was
great
while,
defense.
while Canelo was hitting. He was. I mean, it appears that he took a page out of the way he was bending down and moving. It reminded me of Tank Davis when he was
Oh,
fighting Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia was trying to hit him with that left or with that left hook, and Tank Davis would automatically duck and go under and come back punching. Hyman Munguia did that. Now he did slip. I give him my credit. He fell, but if you're a Hyman Munguia fan, you know that this is not the first time that Hyman Munguia has been in trouble. But the great thing about it, Jaime Munguia fought back, and I take it to Ken that Canelo. Yes, uh, he did have power. He was strong, but yet Canelo was vulnerable at so many moments. At different times throughout the whole 12 rounds, Canelo did not take pity on Jaime Munguia. Canelo could not knock out Jaime Munguia. If Jaime Munguia had a great trainer and great preparation, and he wasn't injured, mind you, he was injured, so they were going to cancel this fight. If he wasn't injured, I believe that Jaime Munguia would have put on a better performance than he did against Miguel Canelo, and he
you
did
are
better than the Charlo brother.
you are smoking bath salts, my friend. I think that Canelo got out, or excuse me, I think Munguia got outclassed in every statistical category. I think part of Munguia's biggest problem is I think that like I said, when we talked about this pre-fight, like before they fought, I said he was going to
Mm-hmm.
march forward, throwing left hooks, left and right hooks, and I honestly was a bit surprised that in that first round that he was working the jab more. He completely abandoned the jab when he should have continued working the jab. I don't know why he let the jab. He said goodbye to the jab, but he should have been working that jab the entire fight. I think that Munguia's biggest problem is the hooks that he was throwing and most of the punches that he was throwing they were so wide and he made them so predictable that it was easily for Canelo to defend his punches. Like
The reason why the jab went go ahead.
say it again.
I said the reason why the jab went away is because Canelo gave him right shots to the ribs and to the ribs, and it stung him. So you can't
Well,
you can't flush out that jab if your ribs are hurting. You can't extend that jab as much as you are because right now you're in recovery period and you're trying to
he
game
was
yourself, and that's why you saw that Jaime McGill became a more of a brawler and abandoned the boxing because he had to adapt in a sense. And I believe that he did a great job. I mean, being that Canelo has more experience with prize fighter than Hyman does, because to be honest with you, I don't know anybody that Hyman actually fought, but possibly what 34 taxi cab drivers. But you know what I'm saying. But he still put on a great performance. And even though Jaime Munguia was injured, keep that in mind. He was injured. This fight was Canelo was supposed to fight somebody else, but Canelo, no, I mean as a 35-year-old, he did what he came to do. And once again, I'm going to say this again. The reason why Canelo did not sit down because you know what, age is catching up with him. And what you saw with Jaime Munguia, he was an aggressor. He actually approached throughout the whole 12 rounds. Jaime Munguia will backpedal for a minute, but other than that, he was the aggressor in this fight. So he adapted to Canelo punches, he adapted to Canelo power, and then he made the necessary adjustments. And Canelo, this was not a cakewalk for Canelo. The Canelo got hit. I watched the entire fight. I watched the entire fight just like this.
Were you watching the Canelo?
I watched when Munguia. Yes, I watched when Munguia fell down. I watched when Canelo was catching those overhand rights to the chin and eating them, right? And I watched where Munguia was throwing combination punches. Now I'm not going to sit there and say that he's that Canelo did not outbox him, outperform him, but I would say this here: if Jaime Munguia was not injured, and he is prone to injuries, if you follow him as a fighter, if he was 100%, I believe that Jaime Munguia would have put on a better performance. And I'm going to note this here too. If you see that Oscar De La Hoya wasn't present, and the reason why Oscar De La Hoya wasn't present is because of the bad blood between him and Canelo. But I also think the reason he wanted Jaime Munguia to be focused, and he did what he came to do. And once again, if the Charlo brother, that he did a better job against Canelo than the Charlo brother did against Canelo.
But I don't think I don't think that that's saying much. You know, I think that the biggest problem that Munguia had was I don't think that he was prepared. Well, I put it like this: Munguia's never dealt with a fighter that had the head movement that a Canelo would have. You know, like I said, his punches were so wide that Canelo was easily eluding them. You know, I don't think that, even though this man has like 43 fights, he just he never had the ring experience to make it competitive. And my man, my man Amber from Am Logic says in the comments that Canelo took an easy fight with the boxer without head movement. He's a hater.
Exactly.
Am, if you want to hop on in this convo, please hop on.
He needed to. One thing that the announcer said that when Munguia gets in trouble, he abandoned his game plan and adapt to whatever it is. That was his problem, and that shows that he's not. That shows that he's not seasoned. Because if you see that, like with Floyd Mayweather, when Sugar Slings Mosley rocked him, Floyd Mayweather did not abandon his plan. He kept to his plan, and he cut Sugar Shane Mosley out. That's the difference between a seasoned fighter who fights real fighters and a fighter who fights 34 taxi cab drivers. You know,
hold on. It's a difference. Now, I'm not gonna let you disrespect Munguia like this. He didn't just fight. I mean, he didn't fight. He got some okay names on his. You know, now
okay,
but now don't get it twisted.
Name one.
Mayweather is his biggest competition, and this is going to probably be his biggest paycheck of his career. Like, don't get it. You know, I get that, but Munguia, he's a respectable fighter. I mean, he fought John Ryder. John Ryder's a decent boxer. He fought and beat John Ryder. You know, I'm not.
Oh my God! You know what? Wasn't John Ryder like a cowboy in 1854 that conquered the West? You know what I'm saying? Yeehaw! Don't nobody remember John Ryder.
Nobody
remember no John Ryder.
But I just think that This was an easy win for Canelo. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he beat a Hall of
And
Famer. I'm
I
not saying
disagree
that.
with you. I disagree with you. Canelo age is catching up with him. He's 35, and to me, he looked 35 in the
Uh,
ring. He reminded
Canelo's
me.
not
Hold
that
on, hold
old.
on. He reminded me of Muhammad Ali when he was fighting George Foreman, and he went sit down. He went sit down in the stool, and he stood up the whole ring. And the reason why, because he was winded, and his age was catching him. The reason
Can
why Ali was
wait, wait,
37
wait.
years old. The reason why
Canelo is
Ali took
33 years old.
Ali took body shots to the body. The reason why Ali was feeling the punches. The same rules apply with Canelo. Another thing too, his defense is suspect now. Now, if he was to
What?
fight a person, a master fight, yes, his defense is suspect.
So you
I
don't
most
think that
definitely
he
agree with
took
that,
it
and
easy on?
I believe that, if, the viewer said, if he fought somebody with no head movement, let him fight a Terrence Crawford. I believe that Terrence Crawford would. I mean, just from what I saw, if Terrence Crawford was to fight Canelo, it would not be a fight. If Terrence Crawford was to fight, if Benavidez was to fight Canelo, it would be the end of his career. It would be some Kendrick Lamar and Drake stuff where it's over.
wait, wait. So you don't think that at all? You don't think Canelo was going light on
No,
Jaime?
no. I think Canelo was winded. Canelo was winded, and that's why he didn't sit down. One thing you got to understand, like when a boxer get hit and he smiles, that means the punches hurt. All right, and if you watch over a period of time, when boxers stand up, that means they're winded and they're tired, and they know that their age is catching up with it. And you'll find out with a lot of old fighters because they sit down, the muscles start to relax, and then they got to stand back up. It's like when you sit down and you're older, and you get up and your legs and you got to stretch a little bit. Now he's dealing with a young bull, a young fighter, right? So he automatically know I got to stand up. Because McGee was giving him nice punches shot to the body, punches shots to the
I
face. So McGee
totally
gave him.
disagree. I totally disagree.
It wasn't.
I
It
think
wasn't as
Canelo,
see,
if Canelo wanted to apply more pressure, he could.
Canelo
And
cannot.
if
Canelo cannot.
and me keeping it a
That's
buck,
not true.
I think that Canelo wanted to give a good performance on Cinco de Mayo against a Mexican fighter he knew he could beat, and that's just me being
I don't
honest.
think. I think that Canelo was surprised that McGill was as good as he was.
I don't.
Canelo was surprised.
He
That,
had moments, but
if
he
you
did
if
nothing
you one thing
special.
you learn about McGill did not winded. McGill was conditioned. McGill has wind. The only and mind you, I'm going to say this time and time again. McGill was injured. McGill was injured. He was supposed to cancel this fight. But McGill said, no, I'm going to continue on, and I'm not going to cancel this fight. If McGill was not injured, McGill would have gave Canelo a good run for fight because he was getting him
Dude, you
with the
are
body shots.
delusional.
McGill has a great defense. McGill defense was good prior to him abandoning his jab because the hit to the rib that
Dude,
Canelo gave him. Prior to that, McGill was doing a
his
great job.
defense
I think
wasn't
that
that
McGill
good.
did a great job.
Dude, Munguia won. I gave Munguia maybe the first, the third, and maybe the ninth round. That's it. That's it.
I think you're being
No,
biased.
he got outworked.
No, McGill. I
He
give
got
McGill at
outworked
least
the entire fight.
five
There
out
were
of 12 rounds. I give it to McGill.
there were maybe
5
a
out of 12.
round or two that could have been on the fence where I thought Canelo was taking a round off. I'll give you that, but he didn't. Munguia did nothing impressive. Like I don't even know, like to the point where I think he needs to go back to the Chitlin circuit and battle B plus C minus fighters because that's the best he's going to be able to compete at.
I totally disagree. McGill put on a great performance.
So
And you know what?
let me ask you this.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Hold on. No disrespect. I'm gonna say this. I think sometimes Munguia is a dark-skinned Mexican. Canelo is a light-skinned Mexican. Hold on, wait. Let me say this. Because this exists within the Latin community and within the Mexican community. I think people want to sit there and give they don't want to give Munguia his props because of his complexion and because Canelo is light skinned and he's a champion. So with that being said, I believe that Munguia did a great job. When you go back and break down that fight and take your and just erase Canelo past, erase Munguia past, and look at the fight as two new fighters. Perspective, and you will understand that this guy put on a great fight, even though he was injured. Even though he was injured, he put on a great fight, and even the fans, how biased they were, even when Munguia was landing great shots, Munguia was landing great shots, overhand right, flush to the chin, and they still were championing Canelo because what there is a bias, and I'm going to say it. There's a bias. Whenever you will see it
So
on your
wait,
own. I mean,
who do
I
you think
saw
won the
when I
fight?
saw. Hold on. I saw it when Vargas fought De La Hoya. There was a bias towards De La Hoya, even
Nah,
though
that ain't no,
Vargas
no, no.
was
That
just
ain't
as good.
true. No, no. I can tell you this much: when it comes to De La Hoya, traditional Mexican fighters from Mexico or Mexican fans from Mexico, they didn't really honor De La Hoya like that because he was American Mexican. He didn't get the same love as a Canelo would get. He don't get that same type of love and treatment. And that ain't
Uh,
De La Hoya did not get that
I, I,
same
I,
kind of
beg,
love from Mexican fighters
I
in
beg to
Mexico.
differ. At that time period, he was the golden boy. He just
Here,
won a gold medal. So he was the golden boy,
yeah,
and
but
Vargas is born in America. Hold on,
excuse me,
Vargas is born in America too, but Vargas was a cholo. Vargas represented the cholos, the essays. You know what I'm saying from the Barrio. He wasn't born in Mexico. Vargas was straight up cholo. So his whole mindset was totally different. But once again, I'm going to say this, and I don't want people to get offended. You have the dark skinned Mexican versus the light skinned Mexican. Anytime that take place, watch how the fans automatically gravitate towards the light skinned Mexican. The dark
dude, that
skinned
is
Mexican don't
wild
even
of
have a
you to
fucking
say.
chance to even. I'm just being honest with you. The colorism is real. The dark skinned Mexican doesn't have a chance if he fight a Mexican of a lighter hue. It's always like that, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, and I know it's going to piss some people off, but I believe it. And I watch discussions about it by other
So,
Latinos talking about that. Other Mexicans have a little
so who do
forums
you?
about that, and I see that even when Munguia was doing a great body work, it was the crowd would not even give him a fucking chance. And
Who
even
do
when
you
he
think
was
won
sitting
the
there
fight?
hitting them with great combinations, the
Who do you
bias,
think won the
they
fight?
would even though they was his own people. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Who do you know? I'm asking. Who do you think won the fight?
I think it was. I mean, Canelo won the fight.
Right.
Don't get me
So
wrong.
how
Canelo
biased is
won
it
the fight,
really?
but
How
I
biased is
don't
it
think
really
it
when
was
the
by a
fighter who
long
won
shot.
the fight won the fight?
I don't think it's about a long shot. I don't think it's about a long shot. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think it's about a long shot. I think it was a very close fight. I think Munguia put on a hell of a show, and no, Canelo did not go light on him. Canelo is getting old. I like Roy Jones when he got old at 35, real quick. He got old real quick.
I,
And what you seeing
yeah, but
what you seeing
again,
with Canelo by standing up and
Canelo's
around
Canelo is
doing the
33.
Ali
He's
stand.
33, not 35. He's 33.
You
Let's
could be
be
old at
clear.
33. Hold on. You could be old at 33. When they called De La Hoya old at 34 when he fought a 29-year-old Mayweather, right? So you could be old at 33 because he has 60 something fights, right? Two losses, two draws, right? Now 64 fights. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you can be old at 33, contingent upon how much damage your body has been through. He has been through a lot of fighters, so I can see why he was standing up. He reminded me of Ali when he fought George Foreman or Frazier. He stood up because he didn't want to get tired because he knew he was tired. He knew that his legs was weak. He knew that if he sat down, that it would be hard for him to
I
get up.
I think that
And I saw that. I mean, throughout the whole 12 rounds.
you are giving Jaime too much credit. Like
Hyman did a great
basically,
job.
it was to
My hats
me,
off
it
to
was
him.
a quite easily strategic plan that Canelo had. Canelo and like even the announcers called it. Canelo let this man get confident. He let him start throwing punches, And like I said,
Hmm.
Jaime overcommits. He was overcommitting his punches, and he was leaving himself way wide open.
I would say
And
that's
Canelo
true.
was
That's
just
true. When he was
yeah, Canelo was just waiting to counter him, and that's all he was doing. So it was giving him a false sense of hope of what was really going on. Like Jaime wasn't getting off like he would have been if Canelo would have went with a different strategy. He was trying to let
and
that
that
man get
shows
his
you.
point, get his punches off to expose him because he throws wild punches and he was leaving himself wide open. That uppercut was just there the entire fight. Jaime was
He
leaving
couldn't land
himself
it.
for that uppercut. And once
Mhm.
Canelo hit him with that first body shot, he spent a lot of time with his hands down. He spent a lot
Recover
of time
exactly.
with his
He
hands
did. He
down.
did. He did.
You know,
But
I don't
that's
I
the
think he
show.
just
That's the show. Go ahead.
I just think he got outclassed. And like I said, in
No,
every category of boxing, he got outclassed in
I,
this fight.
that that shows you that Hyman McGill fought 34 cab drivers. If Hyman McGill fought any caliber of fighters leading up to Canelo,
You
I
think
would
we
think
would be
he would
that
have had a
good?
better performance. That shows that Canelo has fought better fighters. So
Of
therefore,
course.
but I still say that Hyman gave him a hell of a performance. The reason why I say that Hyman gave me a hell of a performance, whenever a boxer doesn't sit down during breaks, that means that he has been worked. That means that somebody is taking him to school. That means that, and you will find that among old fighters. Old fighters don't want to sit down because when they know when they sit down, it's hard for them to get up. They're like when we know when we sit down, then we got to take a minute to get like right. Same rules apply. Hey, father time is 0 for a billion on
Canelo
everyone.
showed no signs of fatigue. I don't think at any moment he was even hurt. And he got rocked by a few punches from Jaime. And I don't think he was ever really hurt in this entire fight. You know, I don't I
Canelo ass was hurt. Canelo was getting
when
rocked.
was he hurt?
Canelo was getting rocked. When you go back and watch the fight, just because you can take it hit doesn't mean your ass ain't getting
No,
hit.
but well
Canelo
that
was
means a
getting hit
lot.
and
That
rocked.
you just called him old. So
He is
if you
old.
got a dude catching you and you're not and he don't have the power to hurt you, what do you call that?
I mean, just no, no. But what is hurt? Just because you don't fall doesn't mean you don't hurt. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
George
never
Foreman
did
was
he
hitting Ali with power punches all throughout the fight, and he didn't fall. But George Foreman was hurting
was
Ali.
Canelo
That was the
ever
obvious.
was he ever wobble? Did he ever stumble back? He didn't have any signs of injury during this fight.
You,
This is light work
you
for
know what?
him.
Some people, no, no. So
Canelo
just
gonna be at the
because you
club
don't
later on
wobble,
tonight.
just
This
because
was easy
I will
money
give you
for him.
another Chavez. Chavez, when you see his fights, you never see that he was wobbling. You never see Chavez fall to the ground.
But
Chavez will
we've
continue to come
we've
until
seen Canelo
until
hurt though. We've seen Canelo
I
hurt,
know,
and we didn't see
but
that
we never.
tonight.
I'm giving you an example. You never seen Chavez wobble. You never, but Chavez will continue to come. You will have to like throw a damn car on him in order for him
But
to fall.
that's my
Other,
point. We've
other,
seen Canelo hurt
mhm.
before. We've seen Canelo
With
hurt
who?
before. He's
Who?
been hurt. He's lost before. But we didn't I didn't see any signs of any weakness from Canelo in this fight.
I never seen Canelo buckle. I ain't never seen Canelo legs have
The the
stanky
Bivol
legs.
fight?
I didn't.
The
Who the
Bivol.
Bibble fight? No, that was just a straight good fight. Bibble didn't hurt him like that. He just didn't get through Bibble. Bibble was just a weight class. But Canelo never wobbled. Canelo never was. He never. There were no signs that he was going to go to the ground.
No, but
It was just like, hey, I'm gonna stand up here and
he
take this
didn't take
beating.
anything close
That's
to
all
any
that was.
punishment in this fight, dude. I'm sorry. So let me ask
Hmm?
you, then,
Okay.
if you were to put Bivol in front of, or excuse me, not Bivol, if you put Benavidez in front of Jaime Munguia, what do you think the end result will be?
Yeah. Knockout.
For
Knockout. It'd have been over. Hyman would have been over. He'd have been asleep. If you put Benavidez before Canelo. It's night time. You put Benavidez before, I'm gonna say this, Terrence Crawford. It's night time. And that because Benavidez, they call him the Mexican monster. He's a monster.
Oh no, I
That
mean,
boy, that man is.
that's kind of my point. I'm in 100% agreement with you when it comes
Mhm.
to Benavidez. Now, they did ask him post fight. They did ask him about Benavidez, and he said if the money is right, he'd fight Benavidez. Now,
And the
I'm
reason,
a I'm a Canelo fan. Let me just say I'm a Canelo fan, but I
oh,
do
we're
not
shocked.
think.
We're shocked.
You said what?
We're shocked. We're shocked.
But I would not. But I don't think he wants to fight Benavidez. That's for sure.
No, he don't want because he know that that's his career is over. Benavidez is the lion that's about to take over the whole thing, and he knows it. He
I
knows it.
mean,
It
and
ain't, that's
I'd
why he
like
asked for
to.
$200 million. When you ask for
I don't know
an
if that's
outrageous
true.
number,
I don't know if that's true.
yeah, when you ask an outrageous number, that's why that's because you know that your career is like this man fights you, it's over. It's like Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones in his prime. Roy Jones said, if you give me a nice check, all my kids are covered, and all this kind of stuff, so then I'll fight Mike Tyson. Other than that, he's,
Yeah, I don't know if they offered that much money. I feel like almost certain. Like they said something like $200 million. I feel pretty confident that Canelo or any fighter would take the $200 million. Like right now, if you offer
mm,
$200 million for Mayweather to fight anybody current, he'd fight them. He'd probably
yeah.
take
But
he'd take his first L for $200 million.
but see, the difference is Mayweather is like his boxing IQ is freaking higher than anybody of our generation, so he can do that. All the other fighters,
But no, what I'm saying
I mean,
is,
Canelo's good. Canelo's good, but he's not
but what I'm
Mayweather
saying
good.
is,
Go ahead.
Mayweather would take a loss for $200 million. He'd fight
Yeah, he would.
anybody for $200 million, win, lose, or nothing. He'd take the money. He wouldn't worry about
Yeah,
winning or losing. He'd take the check and keep it moving. You know, but
yeah.
which
But
kind of makes me think like that's what Jaime did on a lower scale. I think I think Munguia knew he was outclassed, but you're offering him the biggest check of his career. I'm certain that he got the biggest check of his career during this last fight.
and that's
So
questionable because
who
De La Hoya is his manager. But go ahead.
yeah, who would you who would you rather see Mayweather fight next between Crawford or Benavidez?
You mean Mayweather or you mean Canelo?
Or I'm sorry, who did I meant Canelo. I'm sorry. Who would you rather see Canelo fight next between Benavidez and or Terrence Crawford?
Terrence Crawford. I would say Terrence Crawford and then Benavidez. I don't think he's
Oh,
gonna make it past
he
Terrence
won't do
Crawford.
both. That's crazy.
No, I mean I don't think he's gonna make it past Terrence Crawford. I think he knows he's not gonna make it past Terrence Crawford. I mean, he's too flat-footed for Terrence.
Who?
He doesn't have the athleticism. I mean, he doesn't.
Who?
He doesn't have the athleticism, nor does he have the
See,
I
now
mean,
you
what
just
Terrence Crawford
disrespecting.
is. When I say that he's a rare. When a fight happened, Mike. When a fight happened, and you see that Terrence Crawford put on a Floyd Mayweather performance, you're gonna come back and say, "Wow, okay, you was right."
I
Just
don't think it's
like
gonna be that.
that Fedora. Hold on, that Fedora fight that I predicted that's gonna be bloody, and Fedora's gonna win.
But
Same rules
that's
apply.
not the same. I'm not gonna sit here and let you give yourself credits on that Fundora fight. That wasn't no bloody. That was it was a bloody fight. I will give you it was a bloody fight, but it wasn't from punches. It wasn't from punches. It was a bloody fight just from man. That was horrible. But I don't think that I think that Bud can beat Canelo. But I don't think that it's going to be an easy walk in the park because Canelo going to be the bigger fighter more than likely, and it's
And,
not like
well, we don't know because
Canelo may be very well the most defensive Mexican fighter to ever fight, and I don't
yeah,
think that it's
I'll
going
give
to
him
be that easy for Bud just to walk through. Canelo has head movement. He was a. Although, like I said, although I thought Munguia punches was real wide and damn near kind of slow, he wasn't landing punches like that. He was definitely eluding Jaime's punches throughout that entire fight. I like to see. I doubt if the punch totals
I
have
would,
come out yet, but
and
it would be
I don't
real
believe the punch
interesting to
totals
see
no
what
more.
they are.
After that, after that, who fight was that I saw the punch totals and it didn't make sense at all? Jermaine Ortiz and Telefimo Lopez. After that fight, I was like, this stuff is fixed. So those punch, and unless I'm counting the punches, I don't believe that crap. Because Jaime Munguia, yes, he did miss, but he landed so much. He landed so much, and in
Yeah.
the early rounds, Canelo missed a lot.
Let me just give you a quick
So if you
stat
pay the
here. Canelo landed 234 punches, and Munguia landed 170.
that's a bullshit lie. That was a lie.
Why would you not think
That's a
so?
lie. I don't because I watched the fight. See,
Yeah.
that's I
What were
don't
you
believe the punch
watching?
numbers. Hello, the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Me, Ray Charles, and Stevie Wonder was watching the fight together.
Clearly,
You know what
y'all
I'm
was.
saying? So with that being said, no, I see those punch stats numbers. That's I question those now. Because if you're the main ticket, they're gonna alter those numbers, just like
Nah,
Miguel,
it's
just
almost.
like Telefimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz. He was whenever there's the bigger fighter or the prize fighter, the punch numbers are always favor him, regardless if the opponent is landing more and throwing more. And you're watching the fight with your own very eyes. They're gonna pay the punch people to manipulate the stats. So
Come on, man. You are
I honestly
tripping.
believe that.
You can
Yeah, I'm a
rewatch the
conspiracy
fight.
theorist.
After
I'm a
after the
conspiracy.
first round, for total punches, it pretty much went downhill for Jaime, because I don't think that Canelo did much in the first round. Alvarez only landed 5 punches in the first round compared to Munguia's 10. But after that, Canelo's productivity went up. And then, like, Canelo's punches went up to where he was probably throwing about a good 22 to 24 punches, around. And Munguia, my guess would be probably around 14 to 15 punches
You know
around.
what?
The jab
Canelo was
wasn't
losing,
there.
was missing a lot of shots throughout that whole fight. Munguia showed you that his defense. I saw a great defensive fighter in Munguia. I saw that. I mean, it was just his head movement was on point. I mean, I saw where that Canelo was trying to catch him, and when he did catch him, caught him in spurts, but it wasn't like Miguel wasn't allowing him to do the cakewalk that he wanted to, or give the fans what he wanted to give them.
I'm gonna need
And
you
I'm
to
gonna say this
rewatch this
too.
fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to rewatch it as well. This is gonna be the lowest pay per view performance ever
I don't, you know what?
on Cinco de
And
Mayo.
people question that. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that, because
And you know, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna
I
see the
just think
reason why.
Cinco de Mayo changes everything.
No, the reason why this is gonna be the lowest pay per view viewership because Kendrick Lamar and Drake has out of nowhere this beef. I'm just being honest with you.
You
This
think, wait,
beef
wait,
has
wait,
really.
wait. So you think people are like, dog, it's the fight on tonight. Nah, man, that new Kendrick drop. We can't watch that. That new
No,
3 minute
hey,
Kendrick song
hey,
came
no,
out. We can't watch
everybody's
this.
waiting. I believe that. I believe that everybody's waiting for Drake to drop something. Because you're looking at like Kendrick when he just dropped his Like Us got 1 million views in less than 20 minutes.
Yeah,
In
you
less
got to
than
listen
20
to the
minutes, a
song for
million
three
views.
hours straight.
So people are waiting for Drake to drop. I believe that changed. Regardless of people say this beef, I guarantee you, if this beef didn't exist, people would be more tuned into the fight. Being that Drake and Kendrick has stole the attention of the people, I mean, in a masterful. I mean, not intentional, but it's happening like that. I don't think as many people are going to be in tune with the fight. I don't think they're going to get as many pay per view sales. The arena was sold out, but I don't think it was actually sold out. I think it was like in
You think it
errors. Go
was
ahead.
Trump? You think it was digitally done like Trump did on his campaign?
No. No, I think that they cut off certain portions of the MGM, but
Nah,
I
man,
think
it's
that
Cinco de Mayo. This is a Cinco de Mayo weekend is going to be huge.
let's see what the numbers pull in. And mind you, Cinco de Mayo doesn't exist in Mexico. It only exists in America. My
Oh
friend,
man,
who's in a coworker of mine that lives in Mexico, said it's American made up holiday, so it
see,
doesn't
but
exist in Mexico. It only exists
watch
in
the number.
America.
I think the numbers are gonna. I think the numbers are gonna do equal or better than Garcia Haney.
No, I think it's gonna do worse. The reason why the undercard fights was horrible too. Those are fights. I really, to be honest with you, I don't know.
The
I'm watching
undercard was
my
bad.
timeline. The
I
undercard
agree with you on the
was
undercard.
horrible.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I agree.
I was
It
looking
was
at my
horrible.
timeline on Facebook and TikTok. Wasn't that many people actually discussing the fight when Ryan Garcia and David Haney was fighting? My timeline on TikTok and Facebook and on Instagram was going ham over the fight.
No, and I'm not saying
You
that.
didn't have that this fight.
But see, I'm not. Garcia is a different kind of breed when it comes to this social media and popularity. You know, he may his popularity definitely outshines his skill as a boxer. So I expect for uh Canelo, or excuse me, Garcia to have big sales all on the internet and and whatnot. But you still can't take away of Canelo being still the biggest name in boxing. He still
He's the
is.
biggest name in
He's still
boxing,
the biggest
but
name in
he's
boxing.
not the biggest. I put it like this here: the fight that I saw today on Cinco de Mayo, I guarantee you, once the numbers roll in, the pay per view sales is not going to be there. And I believe, and if you watch it, I'm quite sure people are going to write about it, that this beef between Kendrick Lamar has stole people's attention. And that's
Oh,
captured
that is the
being that
most
they're out there.
ridiculous thing. That
I'm
has
just being honest
nothing
with
to
you.
do with each other.
We all have to have factors. Factors.
Most
There's a reason why
most
other
boxing,
events that
I
happen,
bet most boxing fans don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar.
I guarantee you that they're watching this beef. And hold on. And I had another point I wanted to make. But nonetheless, oh yeah. So what is your opinion with Ryan Garcia being fined tested positive for steroids?
Um, I think he got caught. I don't think that
Do
you
you think
can.
that?
I think that that he tried to do everything that he could to win this fight. And the reason why I think
Mm,
that he did do the steroids is because he didn't care about the 143. And it just made me like being that he totally prepared to not make weight leads me to believe that he tried to do a lot of things to win this fight. He wanted every
a lot of
advantage to
illegal
win this
things.
fight.
A
Yeah, I
lot of
don't even
illegal
like
things,
Devin
right?
Haney. Let me just say I'm not a huge Devin Haney fan. And I know people
Mm-hmm.
like to make it a black Hispanic thing, and it's not that. I'm not a fan of either fighter. If I'm keeping it a buck, I don't think that Ryan Garcia even needed steroids to beat this
Mike. Hold
man.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Like I don't think he needed any performance enhancing drugs to beat him. I just think that he tried to do
Hold on.
too much to win
Mr.
the
Mike, are
fight.
you ready? You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hey, Mike,
Yo,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. I can. Hey, I'm about to wrap this up. I gotta pick my son up from the airport.
No, yeah, we'll wrap it up.
You hear me?
But again, you know, uh, it would be nice to see if Canelo would fight Benavidez. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I said, I'm a Canelo fan, but that's who I would want to see him fight.
I want to find. I want to see him fight
I
Chance
like for him to
Crawford.
shut up all his critics, beat Benavidez, and ride off in the sunset.
Chance Crawford, then Benavidez.
I want Benavidez over Crawford, just because I want the better fight. I think that would be the more competitive fight. I think that Bud may be too small
I don't think it'll be
for
competitive at
Canelo to
all. I
pull.
think Benavidez gonna walk through Canelo like he's paper.
So be it. So be it. All right. Any last words before you take this trip?
Nothing. Great podcast. Great fight, Hyman. Hold your head up high. You did a great job. I mean, what you had. I would advise you to work on your defense, to work on your power, and get a trainer that speaks Spanish and not English.
Yeah, I think that it's again just outclassed, outperformed. He lost to the better fighter. You know, he probably right now is thanking Canelo for giving him his biggest check that he probably is gonna ever receive in boxing. So
Agree.
until next time,
Agree.
we'll get it in. We got some more fights coming up. So we'll go live again and talk about these next round of fights too, brother. Until next
All right,
time,
brother.
we are out.
Peace.